I'll just talk a lot in this one.
Welcome to the Too Old or Pure Gold Movie Podcast. In today's Christmas episode, we're discussing the 1983 classic, A Christmas Story. The format of our podcast, two Gen Xers rewatch beloved movies from our youth to find out, are they really as good as we remember? To help us debate and ultimately pass judgment, we ask our millennial co-hosts to watch these movies for the first time and help us determine, are they too old or pure gold? I'm your host, Olen Vanderleeden, representing Gen X. Joining me today is my Gen X co-host and most likely to shoot his eye out with an air rifle, Mathew Stockton.
Ho, ho, ho.
Representing the millennials, we have the lovely Debbie returning.
Hello.
Today's movie is the 1983 holiday movie, A Christmas Story. A Christmas Story stars Peter Billingsley, Melinda Dillon, and Darren McGavin. It's based on the short stories of John or Gene Shepherd. Mathew, do you know? Gene?
I always say
John.
I say Gene Shepherd.
Gene Shepherd, which are reflections of his own youth. The movie was directed by Bob Clark. And is that name familiar to you, Mathew?
Yes.
Who is he?
Is he Dick Clark's brother?
No. I'll give you a hint. We did an episode that was his most famous movie, and that movie was the top earning Canadian movie for 25 years.
Oh, really? So this is Porky's guy.
This is Porky's guy. This is the guy that made his fame on Porky's, and then after this, he went on to direct Rhinestone and Karate Dog, so this guy's got talent. The tagline from the movie poster is, a tribute to the original, traditional, 100% red-blooded, two-fisted All-American Christmas. And the two-fisted part made me a little uncomfortable, but...
Story for another day.
It's for another day.
All you have to do is breathe into it.
This is a Christmas episode.
Take that lesson, children.
I think we should not put that one in.
Okay, where was I? IMDb describes the film as... Okay, we'll just
Give a minute.
Just give him a minute.
Make me laugh. I do.
You'll get something to take notes with. There's going to be more. IMDb describes the film as, in the 1940s, a young boy named Ralphie Parker attempts to convince his parents, teacher, and Santa Claus that a Red Ryder range 200-shot BB gun is really the perfect Christmas gift. Now, for those of you that have not seen the movie, I asked my 93-year-old dad to watch A Christmas Story and summarize the plot. Buckle up.
A Christmas Story. Oh, things were so much better in those days. Or was it? Ralphie Parker was dreaming and scheming about his ideal Christmas present, a top-of-the-line air rifle. Unfortunately, Ralphie had trouble getting his message across to the important people in his life. First of all, there was Santa Claus and his helper, who basically tossed him out. And then there's his cranky dad and loving mom, who seemed to ignore Ralphie's rifle message, telling him it is dangerous and could shoot out his eye. In addition to those problems, there is a bigger kid who bullies Ralphie. Then, finally, Ralphie tries to convince his school teacher with an essay about the great things he could do with a rifle, but once again he failed. Finally, the opening of presents creates tension for Ralphie, but in the end there is a rifle and all is well. No eye is shot out, the bully runs away in fear, and nobody is hurt. In other words, contemporary authorities probably would have approved it.
I don't even know what that means. There you go. So Mathew, this was your pick. Why don't you go first? What'd you think of this?
So I saw this. What year was this, Olen?
1983.
Okay, so I saw this when it came out in the cinema. I remember my friend Chris. So back then, they would play the national anthem before the movie played, and everyone would have to stand up in the theater. And my friend Chris tried to stand on his chair, and his leg got caught between the back of the chair, and he was like screaming and crying during the national anthem. That's like my first memory of this movie. But for me, this one's pure comfort. I've probably seen it, so 1983 to now, I've probably seen it 30 times, I'd say. And it's pure comfort. The TV barely warms up before you hear Gene Shepherd's great voice sort of starting to spin this nostalgia. And I feel, from the moment that this movie came out, it already felt like memory itself to me. It already felt like an instant classic. And it's not just a movie anymore. For me, it's part of the season's background noise. And what I like about this movie more than anything else is that it's not trying to sell us magic. It's selling us the weirdness of childhood. And, the way December made every kid desperate for something they probably didn't need, but they sure would make life perfect, and we were all there. And for me, Ralphie's world feels worn in. The sweaters itch, the snow looks dirty, the food is beige, and this isn't cinematic Christmas movies. It's sort of real world, and it comes, with the cracked ornaments and the dad swearing at furnaces, and it's sort of like, even like the Gene Shepherd sort of captures the ridiculousness and sincerity of childhood at the same time, and it also is a movie for me about families, little weird traditions, and all of these little embarrassments that you have as a child. Right? Like all these little embarrassments that you have of it. Like you watch this movie and you can feel those little embarrassing moments of these children because we were all there. And I think that's why it's great, because it's not some hokey Christmas like feel good movie. It's sort of much more interesting than that for me. Yeah.
Well, nostalgia is a powerful thing. No doubt about it. I learned that in the Tron episode when the kids looked at me like I was crazy. No, nostalgia is a powerful thing for sure. And definitely you're not alone, because you guys probably already know there's 2 separate TV networks in the US that at Christmas time, they run this movie 24 hours a day. That's how popular it is. But, I'm going to say, I don't understand how it got popular. Like just to be honest. And I think maybe I would get it if it's for the silent generation. Like maybe my dad or Kim's mom looks back at it with the nostalgia, but there really wasn't any for me. And I didn't watch it a lot as a kid. So maybe that's it. It's Christmas, and I don't want to shit on anybody's favorite movie, but this is not one that I feel the need to rewatch myself. And I'm really interested in what Debbie has to say, and then I'm a little sad that Evan didn't show up, because it would be interesting to hear the take of Gen Z as well. But Debbie, what did you think? I know this was the first time you watched it.
Yeah, it was the first time. I've seen clips of it. Like I saw the last scene, well, not one of the last scenes with the Santa's workshop, which I don't remember being as aggressive. But I would like to watch the movie, Mathew, that you described, because what you described is like, it sounds lovely. I couldn't get into it, and I like the concept of it, but it was a struggle for me to watch it, and it was one of those ones that I've always wanted to watch because it's known for being such a classic. But it just it didn't get me. It didn't hook me. I thought maybe it's just a more maybe like boy-centric type movie because guns. I don't know, and like just it was about boyhood and what being a kid, specifically a boy at Christmas, what he went through.
It was Gene's, like, it was his memories of his childhood, right?
And I love that idea of you take this memory from what you have as a child, and everything's like exaggerated and worse than what actually happened. So I like the idea of it. It just it didn't click for me, didn't resonate.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting.
I think, to that point about boyhood, Yeah, you're right. It's like Boyhood is petty, chaotic, and it's fueled with tiny obsessions that feel so world shaking at the time, and I think, I think the movie does it. Sort of captures the way boys are socialized into toughness and mischief, right? And how fragile that performance actually is. Like I can like the fight scene where Ralphie just loses his shit, right?
Yeah.
And then his mom gets him, and then suddenly he cries, right? And it's like I don't know. I've been there where you have mom splashing your face to calm you down. Like I've had that sort of like total tantrum, and I don't know if girls do that because I grew up with only a brother, and you know what I mean, and no girls in the hood ever like beat the crap out of anyone. But yeah, I didn't even think about that just because I was a boy. So, but yeah, it is so Boyhood, right? And the fact is, it's sort of like, I think why it works for me as well is, I grew up in the 1970s in a small town that kind of had, the 1940s stove she was cooking on and the type of furnace. A lot of houses still had those things. It wasn't like it especially in the farming community area. So even though I was like 25 years ahead of when the movie is supposed to be shot, there were familiarities still within it for me, even back then, Yeah. So,
well,
yeah.
There were for me too, Matthew. I mean, there's moments in there that I can relate to, although they're not exactly the way I grew up. Like it's 30 years different from where I grew up. You can see some nice elements like, I felt a little wave of nostalgia the moment when he went to listen to the radio show, right? Like his mom said, "Oh, your favorite show's on." And then he went over to the radio and just sat in front of the radio. And okay, that's not my era, but I have my father-in-law's radio that he had when he was a kid. It looks exactly like that one. And I know the stories of how he ran a speaker down to his room and he would turn it on and go down to listen to those shows in his room. And when I was a kid, I actually liked those old radio shows. Like when I would go to bed on my AM radio, which was just a little, bedside one, I would tune in the reruns of those old radio shows, and I loved it. And still to this day, a show like, Art Bell Coast to Coast, I love it. Just so a moment like that was very nice for me. Yeah. Before you jump in, I just want to note something Debbie said too, which actually helped me with this movie, is saying how everything you remember as a kid is exaggerated, and like, oh, that makes sense for some of the scenes in the movie, like the Santa scene. I'm like, oh, holy shit, this town and their Santa, what is going on? Oh no, it's his memory, and he remembers it as being traumatic. Yep. Yeah, really interesting. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
just that old technology just made me. I suddenly remembered my great grandmother. She'd like want to listen to music, and she'd literally crank an old gramophone and put music on.
Well,
like
still,
the turn crank gramophone. It's like
you had to want to listen.
You did. None of this skipping around in Spotify stuff.
You had to work for it.
That's why we were all thinner back then. Yeah, you need physical activity to listen to music.
Well, certainly more focus put on your moments, right? Yeah. In those days, Debbie, I know you got a turntable, and putting a record on and listening to it is way different than how we consume music.
Oh, do you, Debbie? I want to do that. I want to do that again. I miss it.
I do too.
You know what I've started doing? I've started listening with intent. So I've started trying to do less social media. I've started. My husband accused me of. He's like, you used to be so erudite when I met you, and you had a stack of books you're working on. Now you're just like, doom scrolling. So I was like, okay, I got to read more. But I've also started going into Spotify and listening to entire albums again.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
In the order, not at random. You have to do it in the order that the artist selected.
Yeah. And you know what started me on that? What started me on that was Lily Allen's new album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a story of her failed relationship with that actor from Stranger Things. And a friend of mine said, listen to the album, but you have to listen to it from start to end because it's a whole story. And I'm like, why? Like, the Eurythmics albums, like Savage was like this. Like, so many albums were like that. I'm like, I'm going to start doing
Boston.
It's intentional.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's intentional. It was great. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, on this movie, so first question, how do we feel about the narration style?
I liked it.
No.
And Debbie, you might not remember this show. Mathew, remember the TV show The Wonder Years?
Yeah.
Yeah, The Wonder Years was inspired by this movie.
Oh, that makes
cool.
sense, actually, doesn't it? Yeah.
And The Wonder Years, I think, I'm going on memory, I think it was more set in the 60s than the 40s, but it was definitely the narration style.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing was...
It's storytelling, isn't it? It's storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. It's different for sure. Well, I guess the big question to ask you guys is, this movie is all about what he wanted for Christmas. What was that one thing when you were a kid that you just pined for, and did you get it?
So, you guys go first, because I might tear up.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Let me talk first so that I don't tear up at you tearing up. I had to. Yeah. I had to actually. I wanted to know what I wanted when I was 9, because I couldn't really remember. There was one that came into my head, but I didn't know if it was around that age. But like Tamagotchis were the big thing, or Game Boys.
You're so
and
young.
I had bought myself a Game Boy, so Tamagotchi was my list. I got a Nano Baby, which anyone who knows those gadgets, Nano Baby just isn't the same.
No.
But the one that I really remembered was something called Fluffy, My Come Here Puppy, and it was a dog, like an animatronic dog, and you'd call it, and it would kind of tipple over to you, and yeah, that was like my number one ask when I was at like 9, 10.
So funny. Oh my god.
And did you get it?
I did, yes. I got Fluffy, My Come Here Puppy, not a knockoff Nano Baby
A
version.
real one.
Yeah.
Well, for me, the one gift that the one I remember wanting more than anything else, and I think I was 12, was the Atari 2600. And I got it, and in those days it was $300, and those were in the days that my parents did not have the money for those kinds of
No, that
gifts.
stuff was that was a lot of money back then for most of us.
It was huge money, and they did it anyhow. Obviously, they knew how much I wanted it, so that was nice for me. Okay, Mathew.
Make us cry.
No, well, okay, no, it's your first reaction is gonna be to laugh, but it's actually a very
Always is.
very emotional story. So I used to get guns and leg hold traps and stuff for Christmas or birthdays, right? Because that's what my family was like. But the one thing I really wanted and I lobbied for like it was a UN resolution was an easy bake oven. And my brother told me later in life that this was the moment that he knew I was gay. Not when I came out, and not when I first brought my first boyfriend home, but the year that I asked for and got an easy bake oven. And when I opened it, my father, who had no idea what we're getting for Christmas in a year, he was disengaged really with us, pretty much that way. He got in a little mini argument with my mom of why she bought it for me. Like literally, I just unwrapped it, right? And then it eventually, but my dad treated this easy bake oven like a threat. My mom treated it like a Tuesday, right? And you look back at my mom. My mom must, she had this gay little kid, and she in a small town in the 70s. She didn't give a crap, right? And she said yes.
I love it.
She said yes to who I was long before I even know who I was, right? So that was the one. I also, flip side, I also really wanted a Stretch Armstrong, and I got one of those. But my dog chewed it.
toy.
My dog chewed it the same morning when we went to my grandmother's, and there's like this sap inside. Just so you know,
It was like jelly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your dog said, no, stick with the easy bake oven.
So that's my story. I wanted an oven that baked cakes with light bulbs.
The year that the Easy Bake Oven was big, I had a neighbor, a girl, who got the Easy Bake Oven, and she loved the oven and she loved the baking, but she didn't like what she made, and so I would get all the candy that she would bake.
It
was a good arrangement.
I was listening to a CBC show a number of years ago, and did you know that some kid wrote to the company that makes Easy Bake Ovens, and I was so proud of him, and said, why are they always essentially, he said, why are they always girl-coded in pink? And they went, you know what? Yeah, why? And they changed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, We should probably talk about the movie a little bit. Matthew, I had a question for you. Well, first I want to tell you a story from the movies that when I was watching it, so for me a little bit hard to get through this movie, and when he got to opening the box, which was one of my favorite moments, I said, "Please be a dead hooker. Please be a dead hooker."
God.
And
Did you not know this movie at all, Olen?
No, I've seen it before, but it was so long ago. I didn't even know what was in the box, and when he pulled out the leg, I'm like, "It's a hooker's leg." I was right,
Olen.
and I thought it was taking a turn.
Olen, first of all, sex worker. Secondly,
All right,
that's
sorry,
terrible.
I've been through this before.
That's terrible.
Yes, it's terrible. Okay, so my question I had for you, Matthew, is why did he love that lamp so much?
Because
I know you know.
it's a glowing trophy of bad taste and masculine vanity. And he stood it in the window like it was this religious relic. And I think in a way it's because he won something. That's why I liked it. It didn't know what it was. It didn't matter what it was.
Yeah.
It's because he won something. And that is a perfect image of sort of mid-century American pride ever captured on film.
Well, and I feel like things probably just didn't come freely into people's
No.
lives back then. So you
No.
put in this effort, you get this prize, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to display this. I don't care what it is.
And since 1983, probably 5 times a year, I say, "Fragile, it must be Italian."
That did make me laugh. That was in my favorite lines. That made me laugh. Another thing I like about that moment is when he thought it was a bowling alley, and he said, "Oh, we're all going to be rich." And I just love the idea that owning a bowling alley makes you rich in that moment in that town.
So when I was a little kid, and if I ever win the lottery or get really rich, I'm still going to own one. When I was a little kid, I really wanted to grow up to own a laundromat, and the reason is, so my mom, the laundry machine broke once when I was young, and back then, you didn't just have a credit card to put it on, and you just didn't have the money, so we had to go to the laundromat for about a month or so until she got paid. And I can remember sitting there as a kid, and all these people putting quarters into the machines, which is like the money you use for candy, and then the owner would just go around and take the money out, and people were doing the work themselves. And I'm like, that is the perfect job. So I really wanted to own a laundromat.
I love how, like, you thought, oh, that's the money that's for candy. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Units of candy, right?
We're taking a lot of tangents here,
Yeah.
but I just found in our town where both Debbie and I live, the laundromat. I haven't seen a laundromat in years, and I went in and I thought it actually wasn't such a bad thing. I mean, you see everybody there being social, sort of chatting, watching their laundry spinning. It's, again, taking some time for life, right? Like not doing 10
Exactly.
things at once.
And these aren't tangents. It's part of the story. So 2 things about laundromats. One, we should do the movie My Beautiful Laundrette sometime on this show, which
it's on the list.
is a iconic gay sort of coming of age movie from the 80s. And the second thing is, when I used to have a place down in South Beach in Miami, there was a place called Laundromat, and it was a laundromat with this cool stainless steel machines, but at night it was a nightclub. So you literally could do your laundry while, like, people are like dropping tabs of ecstasy while other people are doing their laundry. It's like, it was the coolest place ever.
that's so smart.
Yeah, isn't that great? Sort of double use, right?
Yeah.
All day and all night, you have this business, right?
That's a smart business owner right there.
Yeah.
Okay, if I can, I have a couple of parenting questions for Debbie.
Oh, boy.
Debbie, is it okay to let your 11-year-old sleep with a pellet gun?
Absolutely. Go for it. No. That's so silly.
I think I probably had. I got a 22 when I was 12 years old, because a 22 was, quote, a kid's gun, according to my dad.
God, Southern Ontario,
Yeah.
small town Ontario, I tell you.
I will say, actually, going back to, like, letting the kid sleep with it. I have found myself, Bianca will ask, I want to sleep with this. Can I bring this to bed? And more often, I'm just like, sure, if that's what's going to get us through bedtime, I'll take it out after you fall asleep.
Did you name her after Bianca Jagger?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Don't know who that is. Sorry, Matthew.
Mick Jagger?
His
Bianca?
kid? No. No idea.
His wife, I think she was. Yeah.
Oh,
No?
I know
Okay.
Mick Jagger.
Oh, I was once on a bus and these two girls were listening to. You remember that song? I've got the moves like Jagger.
Maroon
I've got-"
5.
And one kid turns to the other and says, "What's a Jagger?"
Ooh.
I felt old.
Right.
Wow. Okay, my second parenting question was thoughts on soap in the mouth.
Okay, actually, I wrote about this because I have an experience on that.
Me too.
My brother used to get soap in the mouth all the time. I
Really?
never did. 'cause
Is he
I was-
blind?
No, I was obviously a perfect child, so I never received the soap in the mouth. But I tried it because I'm like, why is this such like a big deal? I tried it, didn't mind it. I'm like, okay, you're overreacting. This isn't so bad. I guess getting forced to do it. Is
It
the
wasn't
issue
like
there.
it wasn't Lifebuoy though that you.
I couldn't tell you
That was
whatever
the
we
bad
had on
time.
hand. But I don't like I can vividly remember you swear you get soap in the mouth, but I don't know, as a parent, and maybe it's because my kids aren't old enough yet, but like Bianca will swear and it's not that big of a deal. You just have a conversation with her on whether we use that word or not and the context for it. I'm not going to go shoving soap in her mouth to get her to stop doing it.
I had a neighbor's mom do it to me because I used the Lord's name in vain.
Wow. Neighborly
Yeah.
parenting.
Yep, that's how we grew up. All the moms were moms to all
All
the
the
kids.
soap.
Yeah.
And then the depiction of Santa as being terrifying, I was thinking about it and I thought, how many kids actually like going up to Santa? Because it seems like a lot of them are crying in lines.
Yeah, I mean, Bianca's 4. We'll see how this year goes, but the past couple of years, she's like, she loves Santa in theory and doesn't mind, like, she sees a picture of him, she doesn't freak out, but when we go to meet Santa, I think it's just a stranger danger that kicks online and is like, I don't want to sit in this random man's lap.
Yeah, Nicole never really liked it either. And it's a weird tradition in a way.
It
if
is.
You break it down.
Do you guys remember believing in Santa?
I just had this question this morning just before the pod. I do, yeah.
We had, so one year, must have been a neighbor or something. He was going, Santa's going down the street in the back of an open station wagon. As you do, you know, the doors that flip down, and going door to door. And I can remember vividly, he came in the front door and I screamed, Santa, and like hurled myself at him and like knocked him over. We were like
Cute.
tumbling and he was like, whoa. And that was it's the only memory I must have believed, because at that moment, you know, I can't remember any long terms, but I can remember that moment. That moment
Yeah.
makes me remember that I believed in Santa. Yeah. And
I got it.
kids out there still believe in Santa.
They do, although I got accused of lying about Santa, Bianca, already. I was saying that I was on a phone call with Santa talking about her presents, and she's like, you're lying. I'm like, oh God, no, you have to believe.
Too
Hilarious.
funny.
Well, let's roll into best parts.
Yeah.
I got a few nostalgia things. One was blackboards. Like just, you know, the teacher having the math all ready to go on the blackboard. Like, again, this is just, nothing is the same anymore.
Do they not do that anymore?
Whiteboards, or even just like digital.
Yeah, it's all digital now. I think
I don't have
blackboards are
kids. I have
gone.
no idea what schools do anymore.
No chalk anymore.
I had helping your dad change a tire. I mean, even though you're clearly too young and incapable, but, you know, just the idea of helping your dad with something like that.
Fudge.
And I said Chinese food for Christmas dinner. That looks like a decent idea, actually.
Have you never done that?
It's called
No.
Jewish
What?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Chinese in a movie. And Justin and I, you know, what's it called? Mott 29 or something like that in the Paradox Hotel here. We did it 2 years ago. We had a Peking duck and it was lovely. And then last year we went to the Wedgwood Hotel. This year I've decided to cook.
Yeah, we've definitely, growing up, we did it a couple times.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Are you Jewish?
That's cool.
No.
Huh.
We should do it. We should do it this year, Debbie.
Don't take away my turkey.
I won't. But we've got kind of a 2 Christmas
We do,
zone
yeah.
going on, so we have an opportunity to do it.
We do.
Okay.
I don't have many favorites, but I will list what I do have. The bedazzled cowboy costume. Starting off strong. I loved
I like it.
I love that was his memory. Such like, let's go get him. And that was my biggest favorite moment. I liked that nostalgic part of it overall. That overall theme, the Christmas tree being all wonky, and just that's the best. They had all the tinsel in the Christmas tree. Just an old style Christmas moment. Didn't like that they decorated the night before Christmas. You gotta stretch that out. But yeah, I guess the scene of Christmas Eve I liked. The family coming together.
We only put the tree up a couple days before Christmas.
Come on.
I like driving around town like in February and looking for people that still have their trees up. There's always a couple.
Always.
Okay, Matthew, anything you want to highlight? I know you love the whole movie.
Yeah,
Should we go on to worst parts?
The fragile scene is fantastic. I think Ralphie's fantasy sequences overall, they're absurd, but they're exactly how a kid's imagination works. The writers of this really understood kids' worlds or little boys' worlds, right? So, these sequences, this in a kid's world, the stakes explode instantly, right? Logic evaporates, and every scenario is some sort of opera built out of sort of half understood adult rules. You know what I mean? And I think all of those scenes were really interesting. The triple dog dairy with the flagpole, that sort of playground. Every schoolyard has had its version of the rumored stunt that no one should try, and that will guarantee a crown to the idiot king who does it, right? That was great. And I don't know why, but Ralphie's little brother, the way he laughs, that kid was so cute. His little laugh is so adorable. That kid was hilarious. And also the mom getting him to eat like a piggy was hilarious. And yeah, so many parts. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you love this. So I'm going to transition to worst parts because I have 2 counters to your best parts. So on the flagpole one, I had worst part is actually having your tongue stuck to a frozen pole. Like that, I can't even look at it. It looks...
I clenched during that entire scene. I knew it was coming. I knew that scene, and I was so
too.
uncomfortable.
So I did here in BC. Did you guys have the garage fridge?
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
from BC.
Okay, so we had the garage fridge, and it was an old fridge, probably from the 50s, and it was all frosted over. And one day I decided to get on a chair and put my tongue against the frost. And my mother didn't think to pour water over it. She just grabbed my head and ripped it back really fast, and it took a layer off my tongue.
Oh my
so
God.
I was one of the idiot king children who did that. Yeah.
Did you ever get
That's
your
my
taste
new-
buds back?
Yeah, I did. They came back even better, I think.
Stronger.
She just gave me fresh taste buds. And now I love a foie gras with a glass of Sauterne. Right?
So you had Ralphie's brother. You liked him on your best
He's
parts.
adorable.
I had Ralphie's brother's whiny voice was
Ralphie's brother was
grating.
if I had a son, I'd want him to be like Ralphie's little brother. He's adorable.
Okay, that scene where he's hiding in the cupboard, worried that
Yeah.
Ralphie's gonna get killed.
Daddy's gonna kill
that was-
Ralphie.
That was cute.
That was a cute scene, and it was she was a good mother
She
too,
was,
right?
yeah.
She was.
Yeah. I like that. Well, what about the dad? Was he a good dad
But
or a
also,
bad dad?
He was.
let's talk about the good mother part. So that moment where mom protected him from dad's wrath, I think a lot of boys, the lucky boys, had that moment in their lives where the relationship, and he says it, the relationship changes that at the moment that happens, and I can remember those moments with my mom as well. I think that was a real insight to boy mom sort of relationship.
Yeah, I think it's relatable to a lot of boys, but not to me. I didn't have the wrath dad. My dad was just easygoing.
My brother had that from my Opa. He had it out for my brother, and I constantly covered for my brother. Just took the heat, and because I could do no wrong. And yeah, that was my moment with my brother.
With my husband, who's like, he's Anglo-Indian, so his Indian grandfather, his Indian grandparents, of course, because he was the boy. It was almost like his sister didn't exist. Oh, dear.
My last worst part, poor electrical safety. So again, I was triggered by all those daisy-chained electrical cords.
But
as a homeowner, I'm just like,
I was watching that, and I'm like, but we did that shit. And then I was realizing, like, maybe enough of us just hadn't died by that point to realize that we're not supposed to do it.
It's also a moment in time that just doesn't exist anymore. The idea of like your fuses going out, like it happened on a regular basis.
Oh yeah,
it just really doesn't happen that much anymore.
And the fighting with the furnace. Our furnace would break down at the most inopportune times, and I remember like, the furnace. That was the truth in our house as well.
Yeah. Okay, favorite lines. Mathew, you got the good one already. So for me, the one I pulled out is, did you get everything you wanted? No. Well, that's life.
That is life.
Yep,
So
I like that.
Mine were fragile, must be Italian. Use it every day. You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
That's classic.
And he looks like a deranged Easter bunny.
Yes, that was one of my favorite ones. I was like, yep, he's not wrong.
That's so fun.
I didn't really have favorite lines other than the ones that have already been mentioned. I had a few like triggering lines.
Like?
I'll give you something to cry about. There's starving kids wherever. A lot of those just you hear all the time in your childhood.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, that's cool.
There's starving kids in China. I can remember once saying, then here, send it to China.
Right? Take my food then.
Everybody's had that conversation.
Anthony already says it to our kid.
Too funny.
Okay, let me tell you guys how this movie did. This will be fun. So, according to Box Office Mojo Worldwide, A Christmas Story was the 39th highest earning movie at the box office in 1983. Somehow that actually seems pretty decent for a Christmas movie. Return of the Jedi was the leader at the box office this year, and A Christmas Story was beat by another Bob Clark movie, Porky's 2. So Porky's 2 did better. It did 60% better than this film. What a time. Still, 39th place isn't so bad, and it beat lots of movies, including Valley Girl, which I know you're a fan of, Mathew, and All the Right Moves. A couple good movies that it beat. Gandhi was the Oscar winner this year, and even I have to admit this is a better Christmas movie than Gandhi was.
I don't think Gandhi was a Christmas movie.
That's the joke.
Oh, okay. I'm never quite sure with Olen.
Well,
I'll keep you guessing. The budget was $3.3 million. What do you think it did at the box office?
2.
I don't know. I would say it probably made about 5, but it's made a lot more since then because it's just gone on perpetually.
That's true.
Well, 20 million. 21,
Okay.
really.
And since then it keeps paying out, right?
Well, it's on cable constantly.
Yeah.
It must get something for that. Can either of you guess the top grossing Christmas movie of all time?
The top Die Hard.
Home Alone.
It is the 2018 The Grinch, did $538 million.
Honestly fair.
Home Alone is number 2 with 476.
The Grinch, that's Jim Carrey's Grinch, right? 2018?
No, this is...
Oh, really?
2018 is another one.
But you can't... The Grinch is such a classic tale.
I've never seen that.
True.
What?
I saw the cartoon when I was a kid, like the original. But
Watch the one that's before the 2018 one.
The Jim Carrey
The Jim
one?
Carrey one's so good.
Okay, let's see how this did on Rotten Tomatoes. So critic and audience.
Oh.
I know Matthew's a fan.
I would say critics probably gave it about 70 and audience about 70.
I want to say
Okay.
critics, yeah, I'll say it's 75. But then I feel like the audience maybe 60.
So, critics 89.
Wow.
Mathew, I'm surprised you didn't get closer because you love this film.
I did.
89% of critics.
I was thinking for some reason they might not like it.
And audience 89.
Wow.
Okay.
So you were both way off, but Mathew, you were closer with a total score of 38, and Debbie, you had a 55. So,
okay.
yeah, I would not have got that close on it. I would have said audience lower for sure. I kind of get that critics would like this. A little bit of trivia. In 2005, a fan of the movie bought the house in the movie for $150,000, completely renovated it inside and out. He spent $500,000 renovating it and opened it as a tourist attraction.
That's cool. I looked it up because I'm like, I feel like some of the scenes looked familiar, and it turns out there was a lot of Toronto filming locations. I'm like, haha, Ontario, I recognize you.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe maybe that's what it felt.
You felt it. You're like, I know.
Yeah.
The studio thought the movie sounded boring and only agreed to make it because Bob Clark had so much success with Porky's. The Red Ryder BB gun didn't actually exist, but due to its popularity, the Daisy Rifle Company started producing it, and to this day, it's one of their best-selling rifles.
That's pretty cool.
Gene Shepard's book, on which the film is based, was originally a collection of short stories written for Playboy magazine.
That's for the people who read that magazine for the stories.
Well, it actually, Playboy used to be read for the stories.
Yeah, I read it for the stories. As often happened in this era, the studio forced the film to 90 minutes so that they could play it every 2 hours in theater. And throughout the film, they're telling Ralphie that he'll put his eye out with a BB gun. I looked it up, and it's actually a very common injury. I wondered, how do you shoot your eye out with a BB gun? But because of the low power, BBs bounce off things easily, and it's always an eye injury bouncing back.
Yeah, BB ricochets are the worst.
Okay, woke or joke, the only thing I had was the old man loved a bargain as much as an Arab trader.
I think it's just mostly generally woke by accident because it's not trying to teach anything. It's just trying to remember honestly, right?
Yep. Okay, well, however you guys felt about this movie, I promise you there's others who liked it more or less than you. And for this movie, there were 244 10-star reviews out of 635. It made for a lot of reading. So I just highlighted a couple. I think Tommy 5 speaks for a lot of people that love the movie when he says, "A Christmas Story touches my heart as no other film does. And I know the reason for this is because it reminds me of my own 1950s boyhood." And I asked, is there such a thing as liking it too much? Because somebody called Po Buddy's Nerfict says, "We watch it every year, all day on the 25th of December."
Okay, I like it, but that's a bit much.
A little bit.
And Sean Pilgrim says, "It's about a son who secretly wishes for his father's affection. It's a story about how some men who don't know how to communicate with their children can still have lasting impacts on their lives."
Well, and there is something about that. So, Darren McGavin, his he's every dad who never said "I love you" but made sure the right present was under the tree.
Yeah.
My dad didn't either. Woe is me, woe is me.
This is a real therapy session episode. Okay, well, let's talk about the people who liked it less. And for this movie, there were 32 one-star reviews compared to 244 10-star reviews. So, Matthew, the majority is with you. The Rod. I was a teenager in 1983 when this movie came out. Let me tell you, no one was talking about this movie. It was an invisible little movie that meant very little to anyone. The lie is that this movie was ever a classic. It wasn't. It's a poor, tired, unhappy excuse for a TV Christmas movie. Anyone who thinks otherwise cannot think for themselves.
Wow.
Raven Blood 88. People are all like, "It was like that when we were kids." Really? Then I pity you who had to grow up with moronic mothers, obnoxious siblings, fathers who bought Playboy lamps and cussed all the time, and grannies who sent you pink PJ bunnies.
Someone sounds
It wasn't a granny,
privileged.
it was an aunt, and yes, somebody's a privileged little twat.
It's quite common in these one-star reviews. You get people that don't even watch the film or watch it all, so you never know. And Ree Frankfurt says, "I can't stand more than 5 minutes of it in a single setting, even after several glasses of wine."
Go to AA.
So
Life advice.
let's hear from the professionals, Siskel and Ebert.
Oh, I thought you meant us.
Wow.
We've already been talking about it.
The other professionals. Let's see if they're in your corner, Matthew. So Siskel, he called it very funny and sweet movie. Ebert said it's either one of those movies that no one will see or one that everyone will see. Well, he's really covering his bases there. Kind of film everybody can identify with. He said the style was like Norman Rockwell filtered through the lens of Mad Magazine.
Huh. That's a good description.
That is, yeah.
Ebert also threw out "Way to Go, Bob," because he noted Bob wrote two of the movies he hated the most of all times, Porky's 1 and 2.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
So,
this couldn't be more different than Porky's.
So 2 thumbs up.
Great.
So Matthew, do you think this movie deserves a remake or sequel?
I wouldn't be surprised if it had a remake. But I'd just say you just leave it where it is because
It does.
It's its own little beautiful thing.
Well, they did a sequel, A Christmas Story Christmas, and it's got Peter Billingsley in it again, and that was a 79 critics, 76 audience.
Oh, well, that's decent for a Christmas sequel.
And it's 2022.
Yeah, but it's the whole point of this movie is nostalgia. So just don't do it again, right?
I think they should do it, but girlhood.
Oh, that would be
Oh,
interesting.
yeah. Actually, nice. That's a
would be
really nice idea.
Yeah.
And in 2012, they made a Broadway stage version. Matthew, would you go see it on stage?
Absolutely.
That is the end of this episode. That was great. Very interesting. I have to ask, is this too old or pure gold?
Let me finish because I wrote something beautiful for this.
Okay.
So you guys go first.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Oh, I didn't know what you were doing that you had to finish.
No, it's going to be like the
What a
outro.
rip. I see.
I didn't like that you were staring at me.
I
When you
know, we were
finishing.
waiting.
Debbie.
Too old?
Yeah, you don't have to apologize.
It's fine.
With respect to Matthew, to me, this is too old. I didn't enjoy it, but you're with the majority, and I understand.
That usually doesn't happen.
No.
So pure
Take your
gold,
win.
pure gold, because A Christmas Story remembers what most holiday movies forget, that Christmas isn't about miracles. It's about the tiny humiliations, the longings, the small victories, and the weird rituals that make up a family. It's nostalgia with dirt under its nails, and it still glows in the window just like the lamp.
Well said, Matthew.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Hey, any go-to Christmas films you want to recommend to people to watch?
Die
before we
Hard.
Turn this off. Of course.
Die Hard
Best.
and Trading Places are two that my husband and I watch every year.
Trading Places is so good. I was disappointed that our millennials
They didn't get it
like
at
it.
all.
They didn't get it
It's
at all.
Such a good movie.
Debbie, what do you recommend for people to go watch?
Jim Carrey's The Grinch. And we watch Elf every year. I think we haven't done it in a while, but Elf is a go-to as well.
I love Elf. For a more modern Christmas movie, that one really is amazing.
Oh, and like the old school Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to go for like A Year Without Santa Claus. I love all those Heat Miser, the claymation ones, The Dentist. They're all good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. There's this new movie that came out. Okay. If you guys haven't seen this, it is a fantastic movie. It's called The Night Before.
Yes.
So 3 friends spend the night in New York looking for the Holy Grail of Christmas parties. Have you seen it? Mm-hmm. Such a good movie.
It is good. There's a few good, like, it's campy, but Noelle, I think it's called Noelle, with Anna Kendrick. It's a cute little Christmas movie, too. There's some good new ones.
Nicole and Kim were talking about a Queen Latifah movie that they said is surprisingly good, so maybe I'll get that on the list for next year. Okay, guys, this was fun. Debbie, thanks for joining us and
Thanks for
doing the
having me.
work on this one.
Thanks,
Matthew,
Debs.
nice watching one of your favorite Christmas films.
Yay. Thanks, Deb.
Thanks, Debbie.
Bye.